What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. Bringing you guys the recap for the Chrome 23 first round of their tournament. A couple days late on it, had to cop the VOD, get some other things out of the way. Also, just if you hear my last video, top 10 battle rappers of all time, y'all might want to check that out. Just me personally, I think it's the best work I've put out, in terms of detail. Just really proud of that. So I never usually plug this in the beginning, but if y'all want, go and check out the video. I have it plugged at the end of this video as well. But I want to give the rest of this video, time to spotlight the ladies and what they did. Really like the tourney. Just want to start by saying the pit style, the setting they have for it is super duper dope. I'll speak as a little bit more to the judging system and how they judge it in a second, because I can tell that it's a little different than what we might traditionally think of, at least some of the judges. But regardless, dope event. I'm going to give, as usual with my recaps, I'm going to do the 3 biggest winners, I think, out of the 8 battles. Who are the 3 that walk away with the most to gain, and then who are the 3 that I think were the most disappointing and had the roughest time of the night. So without further ado, let's just get right into breaking down the battles. So, I am going to end up talking about all the battles, but I want to start with the list just so we can flesh it out. And I'm actually going to start with the top 3 most disappointing of the night. And really what this comes down to, all 3 of the people on this list, it comes down to chokes. No ladies came with a 3-round performance that I thought was just absolutely abysmal in terms of if they got their rounds out. I would say a battle that I would comment on is Shice Raw lost. And I thought she lost pretty clear, even though she got all of her material out. But even then, she had dope moments, I think that she really uses her size and that kind of bullying part to an aggression. A lot of her style reminds me of Fonz. I don't mean that in a bad way whatsoever, but I think there is good ways to build up. I think she has the ability to build up momentum, but the lines were kind of lacking at the back end. But she doesn't make the list. As for those that do make the list, at number 3, I have Hazzy. Now, Hazzy I had picked as a little underdog to go in and beat Miss Miami, so it's hard to really penalize someone that I project as someone that I project as the underdog. They kind of lost regular, but I feel like if you look at the second round, the battle really could have been within grasp. While Miami was clean, obviously Hazzy wasn't clean, so the battle's really not close, but while Miami was clean, I didn't think that her material was just crazy either. I thought that she was decent. But she had the hazardous, just using the has. So really a lot of name flip based stuff. And I thought it was good. Obviously her energy was at 100, but I didn't think it was unbeatable. I think even if you look at the second round when Hazzy got most of her material out, that round is pretty debatable. I think that I liked some of the flows and pockets she got into. Her wordplay might even have been a little bit better, but she only got so much wordplay out. And when you choke, that's just the situation that you put yourself in. So that's why I have her at number 3. Then at number 2, I have Coco Cakes. Another one that was a 90-10 underdog. So it's almost hard to double penalize, but man, that was abysmal, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want that to speak to Coco Cakes as a talent. I truly don't know her whole catalog to assess that. But within this battle, the material she got out was at a dry, monotone rate, weird angles, just angles about Yoshi being a hoe, which we know are coming, and you can pull them off well. Just because we know where they're coming doesn't mean that you can't do them. But very just regular base stuff that we've heard, no real wordplay or different type of attack, and then the choking and the oh my god while I'm choking, just kind of a disaster. I don't have Yoshi up in the top 3 winners, just as a heads up, because I just think there's a couple ladies that did more impressive, had more impressive feats, but I think Yoshi's individual performance is very, very good bar for bar. That pit style setting, I think, really suits her. Like I said, I want to reiterate, I love that pit style setting, so I think that really suits her style. The chaotic, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of delivery that I think she's developed over the last year or 2, and on top of that, great bar for bar talent. Now, it is Coco Cakes. When she goes against real comp, I don't know if we're going to see some of those flaws where Yoshi gets a little bit ahead of herself, kind of loses the crowd as she goes. But I think, while she's not my top 3 most impressive from the first round, I am impressed with her. I want to give Yoshi her flowers on that one. And then as for the number 1, the one that disappointed me the most, obviously that's 40 bars. 40 showed up choking, stumbling, just looked out of it. I heard she was out of it versus Fonz, and I know that in the executive suite, she told us it would be her last time. She booked a lot. She had Chirac, she had Fonz, she had the Tourney, and then after this year, she wants to take a break, and I just think it might be time for that break. Would love to see her as like a god tier for the ladies that comes out once or twice a year, but in terms of running for Cody and stuff, if the motivation's not there, no need to push yourself and, maybe, shave off a little bit of your legacy, take unnecessary losses. Still got a lot of respect for 40, but C3 really leveled up on her, borderline a body, and that's why I have 40 as, the most disappointing from the first round. So we can get right into the top 3 winners of the night. Real quick, there's 2 battles I want to talk about just because before I get fully into the top 3 winners, there's 2 battles where the winner nor the loser made either of my top 3 most disappointing or, top 3 best. So I just wanted to, shine some light real quick. Caution versus Chirac, second to last battle of the night. And I feel like Caution's sake at the end of a round, I had no motivation right for you. Chirac's energy was down. They both had big plates with Bonnie and 40. Both with Caution the day before, Chirac with like a week prior. And I just think it showed. The only round that I thought was really like amazingly crafted, that I was very, very impressed with, where it didn't seem like their pen was tired out, was Caution's third. The Springfield saying that you should claim you're from Springfield, Massachusetts. That's why you should claim Massachusetts instead of claiming Chirac with your name. Blase, the way that she wrapped it around, I thought was a very creative angle, naming the guns. And her delivery kind of reminds me a bit of Remedy. I know that she rocks the Remedy Loco, and there's a little bit of unorthodox moments. For the most part, her delivery is one-on-one. I don't want to make it sound like, oh no, she's a copy of this. But you can see the influence, from the people that she's around. But that, I think, with more focused pen, maybe she was a little more motivated to write for. I still have a lot of confidence in her going into the second round, but overall, battle, I gave it to Caution as well. And Shayna versus QB, I thought was closer than a lot of people expected, including myself. Shayna still won the battle, but QB, I thought in the first, the little wrestling scheme she came out with, give Shayna business, like Stephanie giving it to her brother. Thought that was fire, and I thought QB might have actually landed and went at Shayna a little more, but we all know Shayna really prides herself on the rapping, the cadence, and there was times where she was definitely direct. I don't want to make it out like it's filler, but it could get in the filler-ish direction, and she is a tall task next round. I'll probably get into that more in my predictions. With her next opponent, where QB has moments where she puzzles herself a little bit delivery-wise, kind of throws herself off. So it's not always going to be like that. I thought QB was better. I thought it was a very debatable battle. Completely cool with them edging into Shayna, but it really could have went either way. Like I said, might have even given it to QB a little bit on paper, but I think Shayna really encompassed more of everything that goes into to battle rap. QB had the freestyles, but they even her being like, that counts. I get extra points for that, right? Just freestyle. Just do it. You don't got to tell us you get extra points. I think some of that little bit of awkwardness kind of hurt her, and that's why Shayna won that battle. But we can get into the top 3 most impressive performances of the night. And that starts at number 3 with Bonnie Godiva. Now, I said I had Bonnie, predicted her to beat K Profit going in, but I thought it might be her even toughest challenge on that side of the bracket. And Profit definitely was made it difficult. She won the second round. I think pen-wise, she really was as advertised, very good, very comfortable and strategic. Little bit of stumbles here and there, but nothing too crazy. Everyone, for the most part, had a little bit of turbulence for the night outside of, maybe the 1 and 2 performances here. And even they had a little bit of stumbles. Everyone did. It's short prep, high pressure. But regardless, I thought K-Prof was good to get the second, but Bonnie in the first round with the apple and pear, that was hilarious. And then to do the Adam's apple, a pear, you want to be a man angle has definitely been done before just in battle rap versus, with women that predominantly, just a little bit more on the manly side. But I thought it was creative, the prop with it. She has this dry humor to her. I believe K Profit even said she sounds like a robot. There's definitely a one tone, but she uses different cadences with the one tone, if that makes any sense. And I think that's very dope. It actually leads to really good rapping pockets from Bonnie. Very good with the pen. I thought all of her profit flips were some of her best punch heavy material. And then I thought that she was just really funny. She would start all of her rounds off with a dry, really funny. That last round wasn't special. Little stuff like that. Like I said, most walkaway part of the battle is the apples to pears. And I had her winning the first and third and with a really impressive performance. Like I said, some of Bonnie's past, it kills. I hate it. But as time goes on, she really is proving to just be very good, it seems on her own. And if she continues this, she is going to come up out of that side of the bracket like I had predicted. So Bonnie at number 3. And then on to number 2 with the craziest upset. Cheddar. Now, I don't got Cheddar winning this battle, guys. I don't, and I hate to do that. I'm not calling nothing a robbery, but man, I had Hart E-Hart very, very clearly winning the first and third. I thought Cheddar was good. Specifically in her second round, I thought that she was dope. I thought that she had a lot of good Hart flips. Take Hart out like it's just sex. That was fucking fire. I like that. And I was really impressed. And maybe it's a bit of an expectation curve. People obviously after the Myverse battle have counted Cheddar out, had E-Hart winning like 90-10. But I do feel like E-Hart won pen-wise, delivery-wise. I think she had one of the best performances of the night. I can't put her on top 3 most impressive because she didn't win the judge vote. So I can't say, I'm not going to go too at the judges, but I didn't agree with it. I know that the scorecard allows you to judge the battle as a totality if you don't want to go by round. So, I don't know if that's the reason it went that way. Obviously, Direct designed it, and I don't mind. There is an argument for judging battles as a totality. I do round for round, just how I view the sport. But even round for round as a whole, I just thought Hart leveled up. But with that being said, Cheddar did get an upset. She was great in her own right. There's not really a lot that I could say to down on Cheddar. I thought Hart was that good. But Cheddar is the one here at number 2. And like I said, the take Hart out like it's just sex. Haymakers like that can win her battles. If she can chain 2 or 3 of those into rounds like she did the second, she can beat anyone. If you beat Hart, you can beat anyone in the tournament. So good performance. I disagree, but I don't want to take away from Cheddar, and an upset like that, probably the biggest upset from any of the ladies in battle rap this year. So that's why I wanted to give her credit, and have her as the number 2 most impressive performer of the night. And that all leads to number 1. Who do I think was the most impressive performance of the night? And at number 1, I have C3. Now, obviously, 40 didn't give, her full performance where I ranked her before. You guys know how I feel about her performance from watching this video, but C3's individual material was great. And when you bring up to the fact she could freestyle, she's writing at that ability, I mean, that felt like she had a month plus to prep for that one. All the car flips, when she said, New York is my spot, so I'm going to put a boot on car, that was nuts. She really went at her. I thought, talking about the Fonz battle just from the night before, she must have wrote it recently or was a freestyle, or maybe it was a pre-battle. I don't really know, but I thought she was going to the shelter again, the way she had trouble with the landlord. I mean, Jesus. As I said, C3 might be the super sub coming in for Couture. If she could get past 40, it is a very hard side of the bracket, and people are going to become more prepared than 40 as this goes on. But the look in C3's eyes, her aggression, her bars, her everything, to me, she had the most complete and most impressive performance of the night, even with an opponent who kind of tossed it a little bit. And I'm very interested with E-Hart now being out also. So with no Hart, no 40, obviously I had Hart going to the end. I'm going to have to readjust in my predictions. I'll probably tell you guys more about how I'm going to readjust, who I have going where with the new side. But C3 might have just jumped up into that spot for me. And I think she has a favorable stylistic matchup with Shayna. But like I said, I'm saving that for the predictions I'll be doing for the second round. But overall, that is my top 3 most disappointing and top 3 most impressive performances. I think most of the ladies did amazing outside of choking performances. One other battle that I forgot that I have to give credit to, Seabree the Lyricist versus Shice Raw. Seabree is fire. Clean up some of those stumbles a little bit, but the way that she flows down in a way that she kind of reminds me of Clean Paper, but she has some better bar for bar type of stuff. Pretty sound with the pen, but I'll fight you with my right just to get my right better. That whole shit, she was great. She just missed, her and Yoshi just missed my most impressive performances out of the 3. I think they were both very impressive, though. So just because they didn't make my top 3, little honorable mention, Yoshi and Seabree, the Lyricist, really impressed the hell out of me. But overall, loved the first round. Loved the pit setting. Just really didn't like the way Hart and Cheddar and Hart was judged. Felt Hart won the battle. Pretty clear. That's how I feel about it. But no one's going to say robbery. Cheddar did good in the building. It's harder to judge than on camera. Someone that's been in the building, never been in a judge position, but just from judging in the building from the crowd, it's always a little different. You watch it on cam, you're like, oh my God, maybe I was crazy. So not to be too hard on them, but outside of that, judged correctly. Footage was really good, and I really can't wait to see with 3 weeks and now a setup for the second round how these ladies come. Some of those stumbles and stuff are going to get cleaned up as we get towards the 25K prize. And maybe you guys can let me know down below in the comments. Do you want prediction videos like right now, next week, or do you want me to wait up closer to the second round? If you guys have made it this far, let me know down below. But really excited to see where this Chrome 23 tournament goes. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.